Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Cicero Planning Board meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Bloss, would you lead us off?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from the August 7th meeting. Any questions or comments? Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Mr. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Abbey?
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon?
yes.
Mr. Bloss?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Minutes have been passed. Now we will open the meeting to public comment. If there's anybody here that would like to address the planning board on any active application, you can do so now. Given nobody's approach, we'll close the public input and move on to the first agenda item. This is a public hearing that we scheduled for a subdivision at 5918 McKinley Road, two-lot subdivision. The applicant here? Good evening. Welcome back.
Good.
Good, thank you. How are you? Can you do me a favor? I couldn't find the stand for the microphone, but can you act like a rock star?
There we go. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I'm assuming you received the new map that was dropped off with the information that was requested by the engineer.
Yes.
Okay.
Mark, and you all set with?
Yes.
You have? All right. All right, with that, you can go ahead and take a seat and we'll open the public
Okay.
hearing. At this point, we'll open the public hearing. If there's anybody here that would like to address this particular item, you may do so now. Given nobody's approach, we'll close the public hearing. Any questions from the board? Jim,
Good.
Chuck? All right, everybody's good?
Good.
Good. Any comments, gentlemen?
I guess the only thing I just want to point out is the entrance that comes off of Guarantee Way. Is when the original Cedar Point subdivision was constructed, the road was constructed partway up, but it is private land. It's kind of like the paper streets that you often see,
Right.
but this one actually is not in the town's right away, private land. So I spoke with the highway superintendent and basically that should be treated as a private driveway. So how will we maintaining that, plowing it, right? So whatever the owner of that lot decides to do with that portion of road is really up to them. To do with the existing condition, you know.
Your client was aware of that? Neil, would you propose a motion for approval, please? Oh, I'll make a motion for our standard seeker. Do you have a second?
Second.
Mr. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Abbey?
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon?
Yes.
Mr. Bloss?
Yes.
And I vote yes for the seeker.
Then move for the adoption of a resolution approving the application on the minor subdivision. Gambling 5918 McKinley Road, two lot road subdivisions for the following line. You have to be by advisor pursuant to section 956, subsection F, the authority, but the authority applicant has 9 days from the approval to file a method to have to this is. The filing deadline is expired too. You have to determine the plan remains signed on the final plan until the chairman verifies the applicant has executed any and all necessary agreements to the town and any security or undertaking taking place. Lastly, for town code, the applicant shall pay park fees in the amount of $2,500 per lot with $5,000. These fees are due and payable in full before presenting the maps to the chairman of the planning board.
Would somebody like to make that in the form of a motion?
That's in the form of a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Abbey?
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon?
Yes.
Mr. Bloss?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you. You're all set. They'll be online. Yeah. Not until they're approved, so The next agenda item is a continuation of a subdivision for the CarMax on 7687, 7785 Frontage Road. Welcome back. Good, thank you. How are you?
We had the plans in the now, so Mark, that letter last week. Here's now. We might mark that for the building. Emergency up there now. And the whole landowner and. And I thought you missed that, but they're actually there. Over on the side now, actually, on a lot. Yeah. That information on the house, we're just asking for the plan.
Thank you. Neil, are you all set?
Yeah, I spoke with our attorney, I think it was some bad defense. So supply me with the underlying easements at some point for reviewing approval prior to the signing. In a case like this, that I would do a mess and I would fence it, use common sense, happen to the.
Gotcha. Mark, you're good?
There is one more modification that we have to be made. And you're gonna need to adjust the description also, but this easement behind, this sewer easement here and here really needs to be switched into two. So you need a line that kind of comes across here, and then this easement will go to the benefit of this lot. Yep. And this easement will go to the benefit, and there are two. You went to come through two separate descriptions for them. I will double check that, but it's not reflected on the map because this should have a line going across here. That ended. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so, you can, we'll need a revised map, I'll double check the description of the easement. So before you sign it, Mark, it would be a condition of the.
So we'll condition it.
Yep.
All right. Any questions from the board? Everybody's all set? I'll make a motion for our standard seeker. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Abbey,
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon,
Yeah,
Mr. Bloss,
Yes.
and I vote yes to the seeker. Neil, would you propose a motion as discussed?
Yes, we move the adoption of resolution approving the application known as minor subdivision preliminary and final plan CarMax Auto Superstars Inc. Go Center Point Creative Solutions. 7687 7785 frontage road, 2 lots of column 1. Portion of the given easement that contains the lateral survey lot 2 should be separate from the town easement and conveyed for the benefit of lot 2. This change should be reflected on the map and reviewed and approved by the planning board engineer before presentation for signing of the map by the chairman. 2, the applicant shall provide draft easements to the planning board attorney for all easements shown on the proposed map. Following approval of the easement by the planning board attorney, the applicant will file the easements with the Onondaga County Clerk's office and provide the planning board with proof of such filing. This should be done before signing of the map. 3, the applicant is hereby advised that pursuant to section 185(6) subdivision F of the code, the applicant has 90 days from the approval to file the map. The applicant is the 90-day filing deadline, which will have expired. Further, the applicant is further notified that the chairman of the planning board may delay signing of their final plan until the chairman verifies that the applicant has executed any and all necessary agreements.
And would somebody like to make that in the form of a motion?
That's in the form of a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Abbey,
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon,
yes.
Mr. Bloss,
Yes.
and I vote yes. All set. Thank you. The next agenda item is for a sketch plan review. This is a proposed ATM at Bartel Road. Good evening.
I have a board, but thank you for joining us. For the record, my name is Matthew Cheka, I'm still a field engineer with design. You know, we're familiar with the site, but just to give the board some context, the site address is 5501 Bartel Circle in the Cicero. It's part of a shopping center project, I'll say, at the corner of Brewerton Road and Bartel Road. It's the Brewerton Shopping Center. In that shopping center, it's the Hobby Lobby, the CC's Pizza, and then further up to the west, right, is that Brew House Cafe, I believe it is. Our site kind of bisects all of that. It's a separate tax map from the larger parcel of the shopping plaza. And currently the site is just a grassed area with some asphalt entrances that have, assuming cross-access agreements between the access to the current cut plan of Burlington Road. The proposal is to install a remote drive-up ATM inside or on that grassed area with a drive-through and bypass lane to access the ATM. With that, we're installing this ATM on top of the concrete pad. That's a little elevated so that you can use the ATM for your passenger vehicle with a small little overhang to protect the vehicle. Since it's an ATM use, what we're also proposing is to install 2 light poles. New York State has specific security lighting requirements, and this will be a Bank of America ATM, and they take their lighting pretty seriously. So we've adhered to the New York State lighting requirements. They have radius requirements at different elevations, throughout the base of the ATM. Those have been provided in the plan, so we can discuss that in more detail should the board want to get into that much detail. And obviously we've increased impervious surfaces here. So what we're also proposing is a small above ground retention basin that will hold water for the new impervious surfaces and slowly outlet it along the, southeastern side of the parcel or the small ditch that goes to the depression off site that's there today. Proposing a conduit to connect into one of the utility poles to power the ATM off of Bartel Road, and that will be trenched underground to the, we're installing a new utility pole at the property line at the southern portion of the site. That will be trenched underground, and that will service overhead to the existing utility pole on Bartel. The Bartel Road will go overhead to the utility pole, underground to the ATM itself. That's really it. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward project. We're more than happy to answer any questions. I know this is just sketch, but we've provided a full plan set. So we can go into as much detail as you guys would like.
You anticipating any landscaping at all?
We plan on just keeping it lawn. That's what it is today. Again, like with the security requirements, it's hard to add shrubs and large trees and stuff like that. It takes away from the security lighting requirements that's needed. We are adding a directional signage, which I forgot to mention, at the entrance of the southeastern portion of the drive aisle. It does meet the municipal requirements, but at this point in time, we're not proposing to add it.
We'll open up to questions, Jim.
So is this closer to Bartel Road or to 11?
It's closer to Bartel Road. I
Okay,
would say it's next to that shopping center parking lot. There's a small, thank you for being here. There's a small, you can see right there, just like a grass area. There will be like a little, J-shaped, drive aisle that will allow for the movement to get to the ATM one way. You'll be entering via that bottom left-hand corner of the asphalt parking, drive up to the ATM. There's a bypass lane if you're decide to, exit the queue, and then you'll leave via left or right via the top of that grass area.
okay. I'm good.
What's up, Chuck?
Yep.
So you're planning on utilizing that whole lot there, kind of?
It's just the lawn area,
Right.
the limit of disturbance that we're proposing is 1/3 of an acre. So it's fairly minor.
Okay.
It's just, I would say it's about, half of that lawn area, as you can see there on the screen. And then we're connecting into both of the asphalt areas to the north. and to the east.
Well, they'd exit, more likely onto Route 11.
What was that?
They would exit on Route 11 pretty much.
Well, I mean, you would decide to go whichever
Yeah,
way.
which
you know,
way?
we could have options to Route 11, Brewerton, or circle back through the parking lot to exit via Martel Road.
Like you said, it's pretty much straightforward, but I defer some of those other details to our uh, great engineer over there. Thank you.
Mary?
So I had some of the same questions. So if you came off Route 11, would you have access to the ATM too? You'd have to do a loop.
Yeah, and it's only one way, so you have to pass the ATM on your right-hand side, drive down it, and then enter via the bottom side, I'll call it, of the street. So it's just a one-way circulation.
Okay,
For the drive aisle, so all the other drive aisles for the shopping center that are existing today are two-way and they'll move.
so when you're done using the ATM and you drive forward, where would you turn around to come back out if you wanted to go out Bartel Road?
So you have the option to either turn right or left.
Okay, so that is an entrance to a parking lot. Okay,
And that shopping center has access to, Bartel Road, further down.
so will you have signs from the parking lot into the lane to go into the ATM?
The only sign we're proposing is just a directional ATM arrow sign pointing towards the ATM itself. At the entrance to the drive aisle portion of the ATM, which is just down here. We have a small sign just outside of that.
Okay, and you said that there are lighting requirements, but will you have lighting near the entrance ways? The way in and out,
The shopping plaza already has lighting there.
and it's adequate?
And it's adequate. We've matched the same lighting for that already. It's fairly lit, we drove by it at night and it seems like it's sufficient. We are installing 2 new poles, one facing the exit, one facing the entrance, and the ATM itself.
Okay,
So it's 2 poles with 2 fixtures on each pole for a total of 4 fixtures.
okay, I just want to make sure people feel safe when they go in to do their banking transactions.
No, that's the whole point of the
Yeah.
ATM security requirements
Yeah.
that the state has, so it will be yes.
Right, thank you.
Done?
The services available at that ATM, like any other ATM or is there any limitations to what you can do banking wise?
I'm sorry, I don't really know the answer to that question, just the engineer, I'm assuming, I don't wanna say that it's out of turn, but it's just an atypical ATM for deposits and receiving cash, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I can get back to you on that.
Oh, that's okay. When I was looking at the prints, I was looking at that and I wondered if there was any real restrictions or, anything more available. But no, if it's just a normal stuff in and out. I'm all set.
Check.
So,
Have you provided the lighting plan yet?
The lighting plans are inside the package, we can go through them if you'd like, but. there's
Mark will review them.
But they're-
I know you have standards, we have standards as well.
That-
I know you have standards to deal with, and so do we.
Yeah, no, understood, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've done ATM previously.
Yeah.
We'll look at the standards, if they exceed the standards significantly, we'll request it to drop down closer to what's actually.
Like, just to speak that just for a second, we do like to provide just a little bit over, I'm not too sure what a little bit is, but just to have some buffer, like a construction threshold almost, but
We can have a discussion about that.
For sure.
We're gonna want it down pretty close to this.
no problem,
Not exceed.
understood. Great.
Mark, when you do your review, this area here with the parking in the entrance.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure there's good flow there. Looks a little bit.
Yeah.
And then landscaping, I tend to be a little bit of a stickler. There's a big area of green here. I'd like to see, and I understand the security part of it, you know, without interfering with security, I'd like to see something going in there.
So there is landscaping and large trees that we're not interfering with further to the plan left or west and then to the south.
So the driveway's gonna come around like this, right?
Correct, yes. So
And
we are,
this is all green.
well, that's gonna be a stormwater management area. We could plan around that, should you request that?
Could you put your plan back up, Mark, please?
We could break that as well, and it shows. You can,
Yeah.
yeah. You can kind of see like the depression that's there. You know, there's a berm that we allow for, you know, emergency spillway. We can plant along the property line a few shrubs, should you like.
So the depression you're talking about is this area, right?
Correct, yes, yeah, do that highlight.
But all this is fairly level.
And all that's asphalt.
It is?
Oh, I'm misunderstanding, no.
Okay.
Correct, that's just off our property. So
Oh.
we're limited to the property line that's there.
Oh.
Pretty constricted, you know, it is green, I understand what you're saying. But that's just off I guess like the area that we're considering for this
I
project.
missed that.
Yeah. No, I apologize, I didn't understand your initial ask.
All right. That's all I have, Neil. Mark?
Yeah, we'll do a review of the plans. Is this property owned separately from the property?
I will confirm that with you, but I believe they're the same.
We may need to. If that's, yeah, even if they're the same owner, if they're separate properties currently, you need a process.
Understood, I'm assuming there's something in place already, we can double check that and. Okay. This is a separate tax law. I'm assuming
Yeah.
there'll be something.
Should be something, there's probably a. Probably a declaration. You're gonna have to show.
Yeah, other than that, we'll do a full review, get your comments very next week.
So can we just talk about, I'm assuming, can we initiate the secret process tonight, or is that gonna come after your review?
It's they'll just do it. I mean, it's short form, it's not a type plan.
I think we already,
You heard two of them tonight.
what's that?
You heard two of them tonight.
Okay.
All set?
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
CHD.
The next item on the agenda is a zone change recommendation from the planning board to the town board. This is for the property at 7201 Shiler Road from general commercial to industrial. Good evening, Tim.
Good evening, Tim Boyer, 980 Romans. A little easier map for you guys to look at.
Thank you. Always good.
Yeah.
Test. Tim Coyer, iNewsing Romans Land Surveying. This is the property located in Schuyler Road. It's literally at the southerly border of town of Cicero and the town of DeWitt on the south of us. So a fancy little thing will work. There it goes. Schuyler Road's here, north is up. This is the town line right here. So this is the existing tax parcel. It's actually zoned general commercial. And if you look at the first sheet that I gave you is the current zoning map for our parcel and the surrounding parcels. You can literally see that our parcel is for some reason a standalone general commercial parcel with industrial all around us, and there's industrial to the south of us in DeWitt. We're asking for a zone change to industrial. so that we can advertise the property as an industrial property. For whatever reason, we're not sure why the property was general commercial for all these years, but we're trying to clean it up and turn it into industrial. There's an existing structure on the property. It was built as a trucking terminal. It has been used in the past as a trucking terminal, which is industrial use. They want to continue to use it as an industrial or a trucking terminal, but they can't get a tenant in here because it's general commercial prior to coming in for like a site plan for a new tenant. So it's pretty straightforward as far as what we're asking. Again, just an existing general commercial property going into an industrial property.
Open the questions, Jim?
Okay, so the reason for the change is so that,
So they're basically advertising it to bring in a trucking company to use the building, but every time they do, whoever's coming in has to go for the zone change first and then come in for the site plan. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to go through the zone change process. So this will be easier for them to advertise the property.
so there'd be a broader use,
Well, the industrial uses, yes.
industrial, okay.
Understand
Alright.
you can't use this property as a trucking terminal under general commercial. They need it to be industrial to use it as a trucking terminal, which again, it's already been used as a trucking terminal in the past and it's built as a trucking terminal. Not sure why it's general commercial.
So it shouldn't have been used as a trucking,
In theory, yes, that is correct.
okay. All right, so you'll make the change and then it'll
Yes,
comply.
it'll clean it up.
Are they marketing it now or do they have a buyer?
They are marketing it now. Gary Cotta is here. So they're currently trying to market it for industrial uses, yes.
Chuck?
I'm good.
Correct.
Terminal, but it could morph into any other thing that's.
What?
Interesting.
Like what?
Yeah,
The industrial, it's kind of a long list.
okay.
Steve's not here.
This has been used as a trucking terminal type right along for many years, I assume.
Yeah, yes, it has.
So they've been in violation all these years.
Apparently, yes.
And everything around it on the south and east side, it is trucking related.
Yes, there are trucking terminals all around us. That is correct.
So, and even though it would have choices of going beyond trucking, it does fit the area at this point.
Yes, and I do also want to point out that we would still have to come back to this board for any site plan or new uses for a site plan approval.
We have some control there.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's surrounded by industrial.
Yeah.
Mary?
Yeah, so we're only seeing what's on the town of Cicero line.
Yep.
But there's nothing on the other side, no residential,
Nope.
anything, okay. Yeah, it seems strange that this would have different zoning.
Yeah, we asked Steve to look into the files and he didn't find anything to where it got actually changed or when it was changed. It just, for some reason, has always been commercial, general commercial.
And just knowing that we would have to approve any new site plan.
Site plan would be required, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, we're making a recommendation. The town board will do the final determination on the zone change.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Don?
I'm all set.
Jack? Any questions or comments?
I'm all set for tonight. Thank you.
I'm all set as well. Neil? Mark? All set. So Neil, would you make a motion to recommend to the town board to approve the zone change?
That, right. Don't change that, road, or the city 7201 road, DC to industrial.
And would somebody like to make that a motion?
I'll make
That's
that,
in the
mo-
form of a motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Abbey,
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon,
Yes.
Mr. Bloss?
Yes.
And I vote yes to the recommendation.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Steve.
Have a good night. Next and last item on the agenda is for a scheduled public hearing for property at 7315 East Taft Road, two-lot subdivision.
Yeah.
Hi, good, how are you?
Jason Downing, the owner of the property. So recently, we went through separation, so I would like to keep my kids close to me. And that's why I'm subdividing the property, to put a structure for my son to be next to me. So, I had 3 2/3 acres property. So, I had, what's the name, Forest, the surveyor come out and break off the section, it was 286 feet by 100 feet. A little over the 40,000 square foot requirement, I guess, for structure, but at home. And, pretty much it. I'm still working on the septic person. I have one copy here that I printed out, so I can leave this to you guys. He's got to go through the county, so I know that was another requirement for subdivision, if I understand. But this is where I'm at right now, and I'm hoping to, get going on this before, winter starts. So I know that, process, see how that process goes.
Yeah, so tonight we're just looking to schedule the public hearing. Any questions, Jim, Chuck,
No, at this point.
Mary,
No,
Uh,
thank you.
All set.
Zach? I'm set. Neil?
We're going to adoption of resolution calling for a public hearing on the matter and Jason Down minor subdivision. According to lot and the down.
Here.
The public hearing is set to 6:30 p.m. or sooner after, as the matter may be heard at February planning board on Wednesday. The 4th, 2020.
And would somebody like to make that a motion?
That's in the form of a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Mr. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Abbey,
yes.
Ms. Scanlon,
Yes,
Mr. Bloss?
Yes.
And I vote yes. So we're all set for tonight.
So my next step is to come to the September 4th meeting, and hopefully by then, approval of the.
The septic, yes. Yep.
I think.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
That concludes our agenda items. Any discussion from the team?
All
Do we have,
set.
do we have a motion to adjourn? Do
Motion to adjourn.
we have a second?
second.